After my last blog post, Being Happy and Rich, several of my readers, maybe you, have written to me, how can I be happy when I have problems? Well, you create your life with what you are thinking about. I so often explain that with your thoughts, you can control how you feel. With your thoughts, you make your frequency, and this is what you feel. With your frequency, you control what and how you perceive something, meaning how you see your life, how you see your surroundings. When you have problems and you think a lot about your problems, you get more and more problems, because this is what you create with your problem thinking. So what shall you do? Think about solutions. Become a solution thinker. There are people who start their day, of course, having their shower and their breakfast and so on, and then they start doing what has to be done. They know what they have to do that day. And then the problem is solved before they are aware that they have a problem. It is the perspective. Some people see a certain situation be a problem, and others are already realizing the solution, and so they have no problems. One of my readers has written, we are not used to live without problems. Yes, that's right. You have to get used to be happy, to have no problems. If you want to live a better life, you have to get used to it. Whenever someone has to change from one kind of life to another, there is a time in which he doesn't feel so good, until he gets used to a new way of life. Maybe you have seen that movie. It was an American movie where a man who was living on the street, and he had his friends, and he was begging for some money so that he could buy some food and drinks, and in the evening he had a lot of fun with his friends. He inherited a fortune. He was brought from the street in a wonderful mansion where everything was made for him. In the morning when he woke up, they had his bath prepared, they have prepared his clothes, breakfast was waiting for him, and then the agenda for the day was read to him. With a limo he was brought to his next appointment. Several days went by like this, and he was really not happy, and he has missed his friends from the street, so he invited them. They came, and there was no beer in the house, so they drank whiskey, and they were looking around and said, we really don't enjoy life in this house. We go back to where we belong, where we feel good. So they left. Several days later, also this man went back to the street, and there he felt again wonderful. He had his place where he slept, he went begging, he bought some food and some drinks, and the evenings he was together with his friends drinking his beer, which he was used. This is what this man is used to. You might be used a life filled with problems. If you want to live another life, a better life, and a happy life, you have to get used to be happy. It takes some time. Do the following. Take 2 pieces of paper. On one, write down all the problems you think that you have. On the second piece of paper, write down how you want to live. You will, I am certain, not have the wish to continue to live with all the problems. So okay, then have a third piece of paper. Take the piece of paper where you have all your problems written down and think about how you can solve one problem after the other. Look at each problem from different perspectives. What do you think? How would a rich man solve this problem? How a poor man? How would your parents solve this problem? And then think, let us say a few years from now, years after you have solved the problem, how do you think about that problem sometime in the future? Let us say everything is fine, you are happy, you have enough money, all your wishes are fulfilled, and you think back to that day when you thought that you have a very big problem. Then begin to think positive. Don't think of the problems. Think of the moment when the problem is already solved. Don't think into the past time. It's past, it's over. Think of today and the future. With this way of thinking, you create another frequency. And with this frequency, you create your life. Is it happy or not? You make it with your frequency. I explain better about this frequency. When you have a radio and look for another channel, you turn this button and there might be some strange noises or there might be nothing. You continue to look for a channel. You find a channel with music you don't like to listen to, or maybe a talk show which doesn't interest you. You will not stay at a channel with music you don't like or a talk show which doesn't interest you. This is what you do with your life. You stay where you are. You stay with your problems, your sicknesses, your whatever. When you have a radio, you continue to turn that button until you find a channel with music you enjoy to listen to or a talk show that interests you. Do the same with your life. How you turn the button is with your thoughts and how you feel. There are methods with which you can change how you feel. Get another piece of paper. Write down everything which makes you feel good. Must not be anything which costs money or which costs a lot of money. For example, a bath with a scent, or just sitting outside in the evening and watching how the sun goes down, or in the morning when sun rises, or just to spend time with someone you love, or meeting with friends for a glass. Make a list with all that makes you feel happy, and then make each day one thing which makes you feel good. And think about that the better you feel and the happier you feel, the better your life will become. You first have to feel happy and good. And from that you will create another life, a life you want to live. Now you have written how you want to live and all your wishes. Be certain that you will have everything in your life. You will start to perceive everything you want. What I want to say with this video, audio, and a text I have written is stop thinking about your past. It's over. It's past. Think about today and the future. Don't think about the problems, but about solutions. Change from being a problem thinker to becoming a solution thinker. If you're sick, yes, there are certain sicknesses with which you do have to live and you have to find a way how you can be happy. Every year, your whole body is anew. You can create your body without the sickness. It does take a few months. I have a mother who has really problems with walking. She never wanted to do any gymnastics or workout. I was telling her, if you do this and this little bit of training, you will feel better. My mother answered me, I don't care. I really don't like to work out. I prefer to live with my walking problems. This is on you. I cannot change the thinking of my mother. I cannot change your thinking. I can only get you to think about things. People have written to me how catastrophic their life is. This is in the past. I am not interested in your past and not in mine, because it's past, it's over. I think about my today and my future. Very helpful have been subliminals. Try a subliminal. They change your inner programming, and this changes your conscious thinking. And with your conscious thinking, you can control how you feel. It is your decision if you feel happy. If you don't, like this. When people are that way, I'm going out of their way because they have a very bad radiation which doesn't make me feel good. If you have friends who are like this, go out of their way. First explain them what life is about being happy, about changing the frequency to the better. If they don't understand and continue being go out of their way. When someone is writing to me that his life is full of problems and such a catastrophe and misery, I'm answering him. And when he continues to write to me, then I block him. I do this in life, I do this online, do the same. Meet with people you enjoy to be with, who are also happy and who have a wonderful radiation, who make you feel better, and when you do the same, you make others feel better. If you change from not feeling good and having a life which is a misery, and you change being happy, and then one problem after the other will be out of your life, the people you meet will change. So think about your thoughts, stop with negative thoughts, think of something which makes you feel good, solve your problems, and create a better life, the life that you want to live. This was Krista Herzog. Thank you for listening. Come to visit my website and read several of my blog posts that are all about thinking positive, finding the right frequency, changing your frequency to the better, live a better life, and enjoy your life more. Thank you.